Hello YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of Figma Kamen Rider Wing Knight from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. My very first Figma ever and first Figma review. Because of Dragon Knight's popularity over in Japan, they decided to make Figmas based off Dragon Knight. Not, they don't say Ryuki, this is from Dragon Knight. So, pretty excited to review this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Different style packaging than figuarts. At the top here, it shows the company that makes it, Medicom Toys is Max Factory. Wait a second, isn't that a makeup company? Anyway, here's where the figure is and all the accessories in this clear window here, which has a really cool Wing Knight symbol right there, which is nice. For the design on the front, you can see Wing Knight holding this card here, which will carry over here. It says Figma, Max Factory, Misaki, Hapsi, I don't know, action figure series. Down here it says Kamen Rider Wing Knight. Kamen Rider Dragon Knight logo here, it's the same logo as we had here in America. And then it says Kamen Rider Dragon Knight for the show. On the side here it just says Figma. And on the other side here has a really cool shot of Wing Knight holding one of his advent cards and his card reader sword thing. And then on the back here we got a picture of him standing epically again, standing here almost with his cane with his cape. A picture of him in epic pose with his sword, getting ready to do his finisher, I guess, and just being overall badass. So just a bunch of different poses that it shows he can do, and a bunch of statistics and stuff. And on the bottom it just says Figma, and then it has Wing Knight from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, and an epic looking picture of him. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this bad boy out of the package. Alright, we got this guy out of package, and let me say, oh my god, this guy is beautiful. So now, the review's over, so oh wait, that's the podcast. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over the accessories first. Now, let's show the swords first, I guess. Okay, here's his sword that he uses to, read cards and such. And let me say, it is beautifully detailed. As you can see here, you can see the bat face right there. The Wing Knight symbol. All these just beautiful detailings. Even the handle is beautifully painted and detailed with silver paint on the handle. They didn't have to do that, but they did it. And then here's the sword itself. Beautiful, beautiful detail. It's just fantastic. And then here's the jousting-esque sword he uses to, when he summons his sword vent. Handle, nothing special except it's actually pointed. And then here we have the silver paint, the almost said Hibiki logo, the Wing Knight logo. Beautiful paint detailings on this thing, and it's sharp and pointy. And then it comes with right here an advent card. Now on the back it's just blue, it doesn't show like the advent card symbol, which is, I guess you could say, slightly disappointing. But and then focus, why aren't you focusing? Focus, there we go. I think it's final vent, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, ooh, there's like a weird speck on my hand and they shows it because of the high def. But very, very nicely detailed. So now, let's show this too. Let's show this next. Okay, these two accessories are awesome. Okay, this is part of his, guard vent and his Darkwing. When Darkwing becomes a cape on him, and uses it for guard vent and for his final vent. And here's Darkwing, what you can see of him, and he looks really, really awesome looking. Fantastic details. Now here's the cape. Now first of all, it is leather, which is absolutely beautiful, which looks awesome. Or it's fake leather, but it looks nice. Now also, what is awesome is there is like a bendable, like I don't know, metal wire in here. Not metal, but it's like a bendable wire like they use in bendable toys. Probably something a little bit different. So you can bend the cape and actually physically pose the cape, which is freaking sweet. And I'll show that off more once I get it on the figure. Now here's something that collectors can really appreciate. Now as you know, from many figuarts reviews I've had over the years, all these figures come with many different fists, but never have they been organized so beautifully. The Figmas actually come with a little holder for all of the hands. Yes, it is a hand holder. And that is just fantastic and such a welcome change. Okay, just a quick edit in here, because I was so excited about the figure I forgot to go over this during the review. Just to show the hands he gets. He gets two holding his weapon hands. I believe this is holding the other weapon hands. Two splayed open molester relaxed hands. Some more posed hands, as well as holding his advent card hand, and it slides in there like so. It's a little difficult to get in at first, but there you go, it slides in. So just a quick edit in. Now we'll go back to the regular scheduled review. It comes with little Figma baggies, or one Figma baggie rather, sorry. So you can store all the accessories in it, or a nice sandwich. But I mean, that's just so awesome that they do that. I mean, as a collector of figures that come with more than one fist usually, I really, really appreciate that. And then also, it comes with his own stand. It just says Figma on the bottom, and it's kind of clearish plastic. And then it comes with this part already put together. And I'll show you when I put it on there, but it's a lot better than a tamshii stand, in my opinion. So that is just simply awesome. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this beauty of a figure. Look at this guy. He's just simply awesome. The detailings and paint on this guy look absolutely fantastic. Here's his face. It just looks, or his helmet rather, it just looks absolutely awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful silver paint detail. All the black little slits in here. His little jewel. And then you can see this helmet all around. Here's his armor all around. Let's look down his arms. It just looks fantastic. The paint looks great. It looks so realistic to the show. It just looks awesome. We have the back. Here we have the belt. It looks fantastic as well. Every detail is there. Even the belt little ridges. And there's his deck. The belt wraps all the way around. In here you can see, there's an embarrassing amount of detail with his crotch there. But right here is this rubber material, and it's all around here that covers it, which gives it a really realistic feel. And down his legs, everything just looks so perfect, just like the show. He just looks absolutely great. Let me see if I can pan. This is a weird, what do you call it, tripod, so it's a little hard to pan. I think I have to get another one, because it's done on this weird little hinge. Let me see if I can't get it to pan for me. That's what happens when the thing was only $2. But just look how simply awesome he looks. So now let's go over articulation. So he's got a nice ball joint right in here. It seems to be slightly hindered by this piece right here, but you can work around that fairly easily. And then I believe, I'm not sure if this is, I think it's a double elbow joint here. I could be wrong, but it might just be hindered by his armor here. But nice articulation there. His head can go 360 and move up and down. Doesn't seem to be quite as great of mobility as Figuart in terms of the head, but it's still good. He's got waist movement right here, and then chest movement, so the two joints, and they're seamless. He's got a nice joint in his leg right here, and because of the way this is, with the rubbery plastic here, I'm sorry I'm pressing on his crotch, but in the rubbery plastic, you can hardly tell there's joints here at all. I mean, you actually really can't tell, because how seamless it is. Now he's got a double knee joint here, obviously, or you can tell obviously, and his foot swivels here. He's got no toe action, but his foot moves around slightly side to side on a ball joint, so it's pretty nice. It definitely rivals Figuarts in articulation. I think Figuarts has a few things better in terms of articulation, but this guy has a more seamless look, especially along here. You can notice a little bit when he's bending his legs that it's a toy. I mean, it's a toy, you're going to notice it, but with the joints. But other than that, because of this and such, it's just seamless and it just looks so awesome. And then obviously here there's a holster, so you may put the sword in it. If you can get in there, there we go. So we can kind of be chilling with the sword. Let's go ahead and first put some holding things hands in. Get them right. Make sure you get the right hands for it. Alright, so let's take this hand out, and these hands are done on a peg system similar to the way the early SIC Kiwami Tamashis are done, and they fit very securely, a lot more securely than my Hibiki after a while, and hopefully that sticks. So that's how you switch the hands out, simple as that, and then you put his sword in and he becomes a badass. It's just so awesome. He's like, Kit, come on, we gotta go ride. It just looks so awesome. Look at that. Alright, now, on the back, there's a hole here. It's used for two things. Right here you can put the stand in when he's in this mode. And let me get him in a somewhat cool pose. Oh god, I ripped his hand out on accident. Okay, so let's try to get him in a somewhat coolish pose, just to show off what he can do. I'm not sure what kind of pose this is. Oh, it looked kind of cool in this for a second, but it's not really a cool pose at all. But there he is, just on the stand without any cape. And then what you can do is remove it here, And let's separate the cape a little bit. There is a peg on Darkwing cape, and you put it right where that goes. And then you're probably like, oh no, so now you can't use the stand. Nope, there's a little hole right here. So you can, in fact, bump the camera and then use the stand just as well. Be careful when you're pulling it off, though. You might pull off Darkwing. So that is just simply effing badass that you can do that. Now, let's get him in a semi-decent pose, I guess. Let's not a pose, but just show you. So you can bend the cape, so you can like bend it around him, so he's all cloaked in it, like that. Or you can like spread it out. So I slipped a little bit. Sorry. So that you can like have it flowing in the wind, or fully spread out like that. I almost wish, I don't know how well it would work, but that there was some in here to bend it a little further, but that would almost interfere with the natural look of the cape. But it still is just simply awesome that you can bend this cape like that. That's just so awesome. Just almost everything about this figure is just freaking sweet. I think that's all I really needed to show. Let's just spread his cape out and then pull him back. So yeah, I think I've shown everything you can really show. Let's get on to the final verdicts then. I absolutely love this figure. Now, Figuarts was always my favorite, and it probably still is my favorite Rider series. Rider figure series, but this definitely rivals it. Figma has done a great job with the Dragon Knight figures. This is my first one, but I can tell just by it that all the other ones are going to be just as awesome. It's just a very seamless look. Almost always you can hardly tell there's joints. All the joints are I don't want to say tight because they're not like super tight like certain figures I have, but they're not loose at all. There's outstanding joints that aren't loose. Great posability, great accessories. The accessories are painted just in such high detail. And then the hand holder and the little baggie, and then the cape that's actually leather in the back, and then it bends, and the stand, which is a lot more stable than the tamshii stands. If I had DK'd right now in front of you on a tamshii stand, he would topple over as we speak. So the stand's a lot more stable. Just everything about him is awesome. If you are a fan of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, if you are a fan of Wing Knight in particular, or just like the way he looks, I highly recommend this figure. I don't think you'll be disappointed in the slightest. Even if you're a fan of Kamen Rider Knight from Ryuki, I definitely recommend picking this up. It's just such an awesome figure. I think it belongs in your collection if you're a Ryuki and or Dragon Knight fan. I will be getting and reviewing all of in this line, so look forward to that. So he's just so awesome. You definitely need to pick him up, and especially for the price, with all the accessories that he comes with and the stand, it's definitely worth it in my book. So check out a little pros and cons written review at the bottom, and check out the site at writersrangersrambles.com for Toku news in the craziest way possible, and the crazy podcast. So until next time, it's Dawson Rider, signing out. Alright, sorry, before I leave, I forgot to do something. I was so excited about how awesome this figure is, I forgot to do a size comparison. Now here he is next to Emperor Kiva, which is a figuart, and they're roughly the same size. Kiva appears to be slightly taller, but he's a little bit opposing. But they're roughly the same scale. I believe this Figma is a little bit smaller. Certain other figuarts might be around the same size, but it's pretty much in scale with figuarts. Maybe a slight bit smaller. And then just because I have it, here is Sochaku Henshin Wing Knight, and you can just see how much better the Figma looks compared to the Wing Knight or Knight Sochaku Henshin. And he is not a decent amount taller, but he's definitely taller. But so yeah, there's a comparison between Sochaku Henshin, Kamen Rider Knight, and Figuart. So this time, for real, signing out. Make sure you check out writersrangersrambles.com.